All right, ladies and gents, I'm going to be making your OnlyFans management agency 1,000 times more efficient. I'm going to be giving you guys the exact tools that I use and how I use them, not just what they are, inside of my agency to keep my agency afloat, making 150 to 200K per month every single month. If you feel like you have a headache every single time you log on to your laptop, you feel like there's too many things going on, I'm going to show you the systems, softwares, tools, websites that has helped me organize and also make my agency more efficient and also more productive. Between these 8 systems, I definitely think at least 1 to 2 of them you will be implementing, and I can guarantee that you do not implement all of them yet. So make sure to watch the end of this video because I'm starting with the most popular systems that everybody knows. And on that 8th one, I'm going into a website software that I don't really think anybody is familiar with, and let alone use it daily. So make sure you watch the end of this video. Other than that, boys, let's jump straight into the MacBook and get into the breakdown. All right, so 8 tools that will make OFM so much easier. If you're not already using the tools that I'm about to show you, then you are falling behind in OFM. These tools, I can almost guarantee at least some of them you aren't already using, and so watching the entirety of this video will definitely set you ahead of most agency owners inside of the game. We're gonna start off simple. We're gonna start off on all the tools that everybody knows, and then once we get towards the end, it'll be these systems and setup softwares, whatever it is that nobody really does, and I'm going to explain it exactly how I implement them into my agency. So tool number 1 is going to be Telegram. Everyone in the OFM space is very familiar about what Telegram is. The way that I want to say that I use it is 1, communications, and that's going to be mainly for messaging models, messaging other creators, other agency owners, everything like that. We do also do content arbitrage through Telegram. And so not only are we posting Telegram and having Telegram for some of our models, but we also do distribute and do content research through Telegram. So tool number 1, if you're not using Telegram to do communication, efficiency, and even sometimes on the content side, you're missing out. Now, like I said, the tools are going to get better and better. Starting off at 2, we have Content Snare. So this is the easy, secure way to get info from clients without the back and forth. And we know in OFM there is a lot of back and forth. So what is Content Snare? Content Snare is basically supposed to be eliminating every other way of doing content. I personally do not use Content Snare, but if you are a person who is insanely organized, really does want a step-by-step process for your models as well, then I would recommend Content Snare. I used it a couple months ago for about a couple of weeks, but I didn't really love it. My models did enjoy it, but it was a lot of work on my end. So if you have a content manager or somebody who's helping you with the content, maybe this might be the best option, but I personally like our personal content distribution center. Overall though, it's a great way to send and receive content from your model. All you have to do is basically set up a client. So that would be obviously your model's name. And inside of there, you can also list tasks, to-dos, and what types of content that you want. And when people submit that content in Content Snare, you can also leave reviews and basically notes on that content that they submit. So both ways, it's a good software. Now, 3 is going to be Inflow, or really any other CRM. Inflow is obviously one of the most common CRMs. Everybody uses it, everybody knows it, but I actually do not think it is the best CRM per se. It is just stand the tell of time, and that's why I personally do use it. But there is tons of other CRMs out there. The main way of this is just to operate the OnlyFans side of things way smoother, way more efficient, get way more analytics back. And overall, you need a CRM to actually manage these creators. I'm sure all of you are familiar with Inflow, and if you aren't, you definitely need to get familiar with Inflow. Inflow, Creator Hero, there's a bunch of names to name, but overall, either Inflow or Creator Hero would be my top 2 picks for a CRM. Now, next is make.com/Zapier. What make.com is, it allows you to connect other APIs to more APIs. So to kind of visibly draw out how make.com works, I'm going to basically show you one of our automations that we have. We have a automated onboarding process with make.com, and this is pretty much what it looks like. So once that model is closed and that PandaDoc contract is sent over to that client, it closes in on PandaDoc, which is the trigger of this automation. And then so from there, the second that that contract is signed, a welcome letter is sent to that model, basically introducing her to the agency, getting set up with everything inside of the communications. And inside of this welcome letter, there's also an introductory video welcoming them to Outlast and a bunch of other things that come along with that. Now, the second that that letter is sent and it reads confirmation that it is sent, after that, it is going to send her a info doc. Now, we tell both of our models to check their email for this. This is basically welcoming them into the agency, getting them familiar with what we are, who we are, and how we do it. And then contrary to that, once this is received and she has watched that introductory video, she is sent over an info doc. In that info doc, it is our Telegram communication setup, our content distribution, a GC between me, the founder, and also the model, and a bunch of other things that go into managing that creator. So overall, you can set up automations for onboarding, for posting, for feedback, for reviews. We have tons of little automations here and there inside of our agency. And so it's a great thing to have if you are struggling with overhead and really not a lot of teammates. So after that is going to be Notion/Airtable. Either one of them is a great way and a great place to start. If you're not familiar with what Notion is, I use it all the time. I have videos about it. I mainly use it for tracking and also organization within my team. So you can kind of see exactly what you can do and how you can do it. There's AIs, there's tasks, you can create a to-do list. I have tons of templates. I used to be known as the template guy for Notion, but overall, it's a great productivity setup to have. And the same thing can run inside of Airtable. This is a little bit more scale-based and also more volume-focused, but overall, they are both good to have. Now, following that is going to be OnlyFinder. What OnlyFinder essentially allows you to do is basically search for creators and also promote creators. So if you are having and managing a creator who's making, let's say, 50K per month, and you're looking to take her to 100K, 150K, taking 20K profits split between you and your creator, you can endorse that into OnlyFinder by clicking apply here. From there, going through the forms. I have a full video walkthrough on this on how to apply correctly inside of my consulting, but applying and then promoting with OnlyFinder, getting set up with your OnlyFinder ad account. I've made videos on this in the past as well. That is the best way to go about big time promotion. But overall, there's tons of different aspects to go about promoting your model. OnlyFinder is just one that if you want to skip the shit, you really want to promote heavy, you have a bunch of capital, this would be the place I would look. Following that, if you don't have a lot of capital and you're looking to grow, CupidBot is another idea for you. So what CupidBot AI is basically a chatting AI. This AI can do so much stuff, but its main priority is going to be chatting. So if you've ever seen my video in the past, follow and follow plus CupidBot or CupidBot inside of dating apps, there's a bunch of ways that CupidBot could be implemented, but the main way is going to be chatting in either DMs, Instagram chats, OnlyFans chats, and a lot of other places in general. But the main way that we use it is basically to funnel everybody from Instagram over to OF, and honestly, it does have a pretty damn good conversion rate. Now, lastly is going to be parser.im. This is one that nobody's really talking about. It's a Russian company, really not promoted at all. Go ahead and switch it to English. Let me go ahead and log out of here so you guys can see exactly what it is described as. But let me go ahead and change this to English. So you can do parser of accounts, likes, comments, photos, hashtags, geo. What this is basically a scraping software. If you need either accounts, keywords, comments, likes, anything and everything scraped online, parser.im can do it. You can parse phone numbers, email addresses, other contact information, tracking competitors' audiences, seeing what their comments, likes, subscribers, posts look like. It is the #1 scraping software that I use. I recommend it extremely. It's better than really anything that I've seen out there. It is complicated to get inside of and also run, but once you have it set up and everything's working smoothly, it's honestly one of the best softwares to use just for the stuff that you really don't think you'll need, but it makes a huge difference. Overall, that has been the 8 tools that I find that make OFM very easy. We have a quick review. Telegram for communication, content distribution, content snare for specific organized content distribution, Inflow, CRMs in general, Make.com and Zapier for automations and in the process, Notion and Airtable for organization, tracking, team, bunch of other things you can do with that. It's honestly your own sort of build app, and OnlyFinder for promotions, CupidBot for growth, and Parser.am for scraping and also computing that into actionable items. Overall, I think these 8 tools are one of the best things you can do inside of OFM, just as far as implementing them into your agency. It eliminates headaches. It'll make your system run more efficient. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're looking to have a little bit more knowledge about OFM, you can join my free Telegram community inside the description. Completely free. We host weekly calls on there every single Friday. Other than that, boys, it's been Griffin. I appreciate you guys for watching until the end, and peace out.